Naruto was 6 in the last episode. I'll skip to whenever Naruto's 10, so 4 years in the future. Naruto would have 2 blades instead of just 1. These 2 blades wouldn't be normal. They wouldn't be normal blades. They would be black blades. And Deku, he would be battling a pack of wolves, slicing through them. But one wolf would charge at him from really close up, and he has a really long blade, and it would transform into knuckle rings, and he would punch it down. Naruto has a new ability called Reform. Reform gives him the ability to transform it to anything. His weapons, he can't destroy or he can add stuff, but he can't create stuff on top of it. So whenever he makes these knuckle rings, metal would wrap around his arm whenever he does this, and then a little bit of the metal would turn into a blade, looking like Asuna's knuckle rings, and he would start slicing through them one by one. That's whenever he would detach 3 pieces with Deku or Naruto throwing them, saying water bullets, covering them in water from that, and it would be sent through their skulls, or through one of their skull. Then Naruto would turn around, kicking a wolf right where their paw above it, cracking it, and then he would take his hands and he would spline out his fingers, and he would shoot beams of lightning, piercing it, killing it. And these are all swift wolves. Naruto would take down quite a bit of this. He would be completely dodging these attacks easily without the Sharingan activated. He would be spinning, dodging this, flipping over, and would use his... He would about to be attacked by one in midair, with him kicking off in midair, hitting a tree, bouncing off, and saying, "Fire Claw," scratching in the chest. With his fire depleting, but that's when the wolf would be ignited into flames. Instantly, 2 other wolves would charge at him, with Deku creating 2 metal rods that are pointed, turning around, stabbing them, which would kill them. So after dealing with all these wolves, his swiftness would go up a lot. His swiftness he has learned the ability to turn off swiftness, which he calls cancel. It is an ability of a special monster that he found that are good at hiding. He calls them chain limbers. What its ability can do is that if he gets a hold of an opponent long enough through shadow clones, which he has learned, or not, he can cancel one of their special abilities. And he canceled swiftness on himself to build up speed and strength on his own, which would increase his speed even more, pretty much making himself weaker. But he has been able to grab golems, turning off their ability to use elements, and there'll be normal golems with this powers just sealed inside of them, which he would gain. But he can only cancel 1 power now. So yeah, he would be using Twitch, the lightning ability, also to even further increase his reaction speed, rivaling the 4th Hokage's reaction speed, his father's. But yeah, this is whenever Naruto would turn his Sharingan Mangekyo on. He activates it, and this is in the middle of about a 100 wolf barrage, because he's trying to take down the wolf boss pretty much. And what you guys would see is them charging at it with Deku or Naruto trying to fight them, but instantly dying. And this is what his Sharingan's true ability is, or one of them is called Respawn, which lets him have the ability to, if he activates his Sharingan before going into a battle against a large foe, he can see what all their attacks are and all that, and he'll be respawned back in time. But he can't do this many times. But of course he has to activate it before going back again. But he would do this, and if he does this, he would go charging at them, dodging their moves easily, no problem. After dodging them, he would just continuously take them down. And after that, he would deactivate his Mangekyo Sharingan's ability. And all that. So yeah, that's only, Mangekyo. But he only activate his one version of it. He has another version of this too. So yeah. But yeah, he has a different. So this is whenever he would be walking, and Naruto is pretty buff for like a shinobi. It's just showing how much he trained to go beyond a normal shinobi from Naruto's body is. He would pretty much he would be running really fastly in the forest, and that's whenever a whole bunch of people or wolves came out. But these wolf markings, instead of being black, they are white. And these are known as the White Nobles, as Naruto calls them. The White Nobles have a very strong ability to pretty much use swiftness and crush, or or claw crush, either one. But it gives them ability to use these two abilities. The less visible, or the wider, brighter it is, their markings, the stronger the ability is. Crush is a multiplier: strength, attack, and stamina, while swiftness is increasing of movement speed, reaction, and all that, while crush enhances the rest of the stuff and durability. The wolves have a full ability to enhance every part of their body, instead of just like one or two. They do a full body like strength upgrade pretty much. Oh my god. Okay. What does that say? Oh wow. But, so yeah. So, Naruto would charge at them, not knowing what these markings means, but whenever one of them goes to claw him, he would dodge, and it would hit a tree. These wolves can cut down trees with swiftness and all that, but whenever he does this, instead of just cutting it down, it would smash it into other trees, breaking them, and all that. And Naruto seeing this, he can tell how strong these wolves are actually. And he would dodge, transforming his blades on his hands into a full-on long sword for this time. And he would charge with them going at him. And he would feel one of the attacks would break the sword because he just made it long, not thick, and he would turn that into a smaller sword. And it would be thick enough where he can block these attacks and all that. But yeah, so Deku would be just walking, or he would... Okay, so yeah, Naruto would charge at them, swinging his sword, cutting one of their tails, and they would come back with a claw, hitting him in the chest. Whenever he hits, instead of being like a clean cut, like it usually is, the strength behind the blow would break open the cut, which would increase the size and be more like a gash than anything. After this, Naruto would have to fall back for a second, and that's whenever more chakra from inside of him would course out, regenerating him. But that would make Naruto be able to activate Mangekyo, which, because he has such high regeneration, higher than Hashirama's, he can, like, regenerate his eyes. But it does cause more chakra strain if he had, like, the internal Mangekyos and all that. But, yeah. So, Naruto would regenerate, and he would charge at them. But whenever he charges, he would swing his sword like he did last time. But when the wolf tries to claw him, he would have dodged. When he had his Sharingan activated. When this happens, he would duck under, taking his blade, stabbing into the stomach of the wolf, killing it, with black markings appearing on him now, or white markings and black ones. But this black would look different. It would be more like a glowing purple black than anything. So yeah. So he would be just running through, and he would do this, and he would go to punch one of them wolves, punching it hard enough to break through trees, which would hurt the wolf a lot, breaking its bones. And that's when the other one would come at it, and it would activate some kind of different attack that he ever seen, seeing lightning appear on its claws, charging at him, cutting him. And that's when Naruto learns that it seems that noble wolves, he calls them, have a different ability than regular wolves. It seems to have some sort of special abilities compared to the rest. On top of having this thing he calls crush release, I guess. So yeah. So after this, he would walk home in the village and he would eat ramen from Ikaraki Ramen, and he would go home, seeing his father. And if he sees his father doesn't know how strong has he become, but he is the top of his class in every category, even genjutsus, because Naruto is the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails don't mess with him. So yeah. Since that, Naruto would be really strong, but he still thinks that it's just Sasuke's not motivated enough and not trying hard enough. So yeah. So after this, he would just go and he would see Sasuke, and Sasuke would be training with his Sharingan activated, because Sasuke has fought with Naruto once, and it ended up with him being completely destroyed easily, and that caused him to activate his Sharingan to the Tuntumeli state at age 10. So yeah, this is where I'm going to leave this one off. See you guys in the next What If. Goodbye.